welcome back to today's newscast. Today we will be talking about creatine. Thank you for tuning in to today's newscast. Like I said, we will be talking about creatine, which has the molecular formula of C4H9N8 backwards O2. Yeah, it fixes itself. The molecular mass is 131.13 grams per mole, and the category of drug is amidine.
Creatine is found in the body naturally and stored in the muscles. It is also found in fish and meat. Creatine is naturally produced by 3 amino acids and is extracted daily. Creatine is one of the body's main sources of energy. Creatine supplements increase the body's ability to produce energy rapidly, making it possible to train more often, harder, and producing faster results. Creatine causes the muscles to hold water, not actually build muscle.
It is made 2 ways, by supplements and naturally. Creatine supplements are usually in monohydrate form. Creatine monohydrate supplements are made from sarcosine and cinnamide. The two are combined in a reactor with other catalyst compounds. When the sarcosine, cinnamide, and catalysts are in the reactor, it is heated and pressurized to form creatine crystals. Unwanted particles are removed by centrifuge before being vacuum dry. It is then turned into a powder, usually 200 mesh, which is an extremely fine powder. So then it will easily be dissolved in liquids.
Occurring naturally. It is created mainly in the kidneys and liver. 3 amino acids make up the natural creatine. So I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce these, but just bear with me, okay? Glycine, arginine, methionine.
The 3 amino acids are then converted into creatine phosphate and phosphocreatine.
It is then stored in skeletal muscles and used for energy. Although the body produces very small amounts of creatine, why people choose to get extra creatine through meat, fish, or supplements?
These are the sources of creatine naturally. Creatine is one of the most popular sports supplements on the market. It is most commonly used for improving exercise performance and increasing muscle mass. It will help performance in activity like weightlifting or sprinting, but it has not proven to help long-duration aerobic workouts. People use creatine because it can rapidly produce energy, improving your strength and how hard you can work out. And some people say that the results come faster. People claim creatine can make your muscles bigger and stronger, but taking creatine doesn't actually build your muscles, it just causes them to hold water. In addition to improving athletic performance, creatine is also taken by mouth for creatine deficiency syndromes that affect the brain, congestive heart failure, depression, Parkinson's disease, and many other health issues. Some people use creatine on the skin to reduce aging. It is common for vegetarians to take creatine supplements due to the lack of meat. 20% of creatine users are non-responsive to the drug.
Risks. When taken by mouth, there is a possibility that creatine is unsafe. It could harm the kidney, liver, or heart function. It can also cause stomach pain, nausea, diarrhea, and muscle cramping. Creatine can cause dehydration and weight gain. Combining creatine with caffeine and ephedra can cause stroke. Creatine can cause high blood pressure. There's a concern that creatine can cause irregular heartbeat. There is a concern that creatine may cause a skin condition called pigmented purpuric dermatosis. Taking creatine with medications that can harm the kidneys might increase the chance of kidney disease. If you don't drink a sufficient amount of water, kidney stones may develop and muscle cramps may occur. Cheaply made creatine powders contain dangerous chemicals. Creatine products with more than 5% impurities have been found on the market. Creatine has not been studied in depth, so long-term side effects and risks are unknown.
For the chemical effect on the human body, we got a quote from Huntington's Outreach Project for Education at Stanford. While in the muscles, creatine undergoes a chemical reaction that converts it to phosphocreatine, PCR, the molecule that results when a phosphate group is attached to a creatine molecule. When more creatine is ingested, the amount of phosphocreatine inside our cells also increases. This can be helpful because phosphocreatine acts as a reservoir for energy molecule ATP. adenosine triphosphate in the muscle. When there is not enough ATP in cells, phosphocreatine undergoes a reaction in which it loses the phosphate group and is transformed back to creatine. The phosphate group from phosphocreatine binds to a molecule called ADP, adenosine diphosphate, and converts it to ATP, thus providing an additional energy supply to cells. So, during periods of low energy, phosphocreatine plus adenosine diphosphate yields creatine plus adenosine diphosphate. So, that is C4H10N3O5P plus C10H15N5O10P2 yields C4H9N3O2 plus C10H15N5O10P2. Or PCR plus ADP yields CR plus ADP. Here is a visual.
Don't worry, it flips itself.
Yeah.
The buying process. Americans spend an estimated $14 million on creatine supplements annually. Anyone can buy creatine supplement powders. They're sold at drugstores and like Walmarts and such, People can also buy creatine supplement pills. Medication can be prescribed by a doctor also.
There are two ways to test for creatine: a urine test and a blood test. So for the urine, a serum creatinine. For testing, there are two ways: blood testing and urine testing. They don't test for creatine in the blood. They test for creatinine in the urine and the blood because that's what creatine turns into in the urine and the blood. So creatinine is what they test for. So approximately 2% of the body's creatine is converted into creatinine every day. Creatinine is transported through the bloodstream to the kidneys. The kidneys filter out most of the creatinine and dispose of it in the urine. Normal blood creatinine levels in the blood are approximately 0.6 to 1.2 milligrams per deciliter in adult males and 0.5 to 1.1 milligrams per deciliter in adult females. More concentrated may indicate supplement usage or impaired kidneys.
History in sports. Taking creatine supplements became very popular in the early 1990s. People heard it may improve athletic ability. British track and field Olympic champions Linford Christie, for the 100-meter dash and Sally Gunnell 400-meter hurdles used creatine. The Cambridge University rowing team used creatine supplements during training. 80% of the athletes in the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta used creatine. Mark McGwire, one of Major League Baseball's greatest sluggers, used creatine in the 1998 season. He set the single-season home run record. He helped make creatine the most popular sports nutrition in the United States.
People take it by mixing dehydrated powders with the liquid of choice. Some people take creatine supplement pills, and then very few people, but you can get it through meat and fish to increase the creatine level. So this is what the pills would look like. This is what the powder looks like in the package. You just mix that with the liquid that you want. And then here are the...
powder?
This is just more powder. So
yeah, lots of powder.
That's the highest.
Yep.
People like that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for some real stories, Colin Kaepernick, the very first time that Colin Kaepernick participated in a playoff match, he managed to set an NFL record. Never before had a quarterback achieving so many rushing yards in any game, either a playoff or a season matchup. He then went on to lead the 49ers to the Super Bowl, where they were NFC champs. Kaepernick is one of the Muscle Farm range of products, which includes creatine, amino acids, casein, and carnitine. Other fans of Muscle Farm include footballers Eric Decker and Larry Landry.
Louis Jetta. Sydney Swans player Louis Jetta is known for his skills and agility. His breakout season was just 2 years ago in 2012. 2 years ago, 2012. Sounds right. And saw a victory in the grand final. Jedi used Aussie Body's protein products to maximize energy levels, boost his performance, and help with muscle recovery.
Some chemical-related facts are that creatinine, or creatine anhydride, is a breakdown product of creatine phosphate in muscles, which we mentioned earlier. Creatinine is transferred to the kidneys by blood plasma, whereupon it is eliminated from the body by glomerular filtration and partial tubular excretion. The loss of water molecule from creatine results in the formation of creatinine. Now, we are going to have an interview with a daily creatine doper. Now, we are going to have an interview with a creatine doper named Marshall Mountain. So, here he is. Today, we will meet with Marshall Mountain, a daily creatine doper. Hi, Marshall. Very good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, I understand that you take multiple creatine supplements a day. Can you tell us why?
No, man, I just want my muscles to be big and I just want to be strong and jacked and buff.
Do you understand the risks that you run when using this?
Well, I've gained about 40 pounds, but all in muscle.
Right.
Well, like, I'm way better at everything now. Like, I can lift 900 pounds, so.
Wow. Wow. So you're okay?
Yeah, I mean, I'll do anything as long as I can get buff.
Can you tell us some of the things besides gaining weight that have happened to you?
Sometimes I get diarrhea.
Really? Because your doctor informed us here that you have kidney damage, abnormal heartbeat, high blood pressure, muscle cramps, and a case of kidney stones. And you have tested 4 milligrams per deciliter of creatinine in your urine.
But the diarrhea is the worst.
Thank you, Marshall Mountain. Thank you for tuning in to
Creatine is found in the body naturally and stored in the muscles. It is also found in fish and meat. Creatine is naturally produced by 3 amino acids.